My friend did this whole video about how time is so weird and like the constructs of time. And it got me thinking because since I haven't been working, or I guess working in the uh, normal sense of the word, I haven't been setting an alarm because I don't have to go to work at a certain time. So I've been waking up and going to bed just whenever I feel like it. Granted, I try to have a pretty good sleep schedule so that I'm not, staying up till 4 in the morning doing God knows what. And and then sleeping all day, I try to have a good nightly sleep routine so that I can maximize my daytime hours. And also for me, just my body naturally, as the sun's going down, I get tired. And so with time, it's really less about the clock. I'm noticing this more and more. It's less about the clock and it's more about what our bodies and what, is actually happening in your environment that really tells you the time, right? Time is a man-made thing. Gay Hendricks is an author of The Big Leap, and he talks about time as it's a construct. It's something that keeps us living in scarcity because we're always thinking, I don't have enough time. And if we switch our thinking to like, I am who creates time, then we start to I feel like get more into flow and more into our own schedules than always looking at a clock. So there's several different ideas here that I've just been kind of rolling around. Like one is daylight savings. I have a lot of friends on the mainland all going through daylight savings right now. In the spring, we spring forward an hour. In the fall, we fall back an hour. And so everyone has sprung forward on the mainland. And my friend, her name's Danielle Wright. She has this incredible Instagram account. She talks a lot about grief. She talks a lot about time, healing, all of that stuff. And she was talking about daylight savings and how it totally threw her off because her body, her day started naturally as it always does at like the butt crack of dawn, way earlier than I like to wake up. But all her clocks were telling her a different story, right? And and then because of that story, her clocks were telling her, and the realization that she had woken up earlier than what the clocks are saying, she suddenly is having all these like doubts, like, oh, I'm actually really tired. I woke up too early, blah, 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 which is not the case. It's like if we actually listen to our bodies and just wake up when we're ready, um, generally speaking, you're going to have a normal energy level day. I mean, I know there's tons of other things that play into energy, it's all sorts of things, but with this year of no plans that I've been on this journey of just kind of discovering myself and experimenting with different ways of living, I've noticed that like time has become a totally, how do I say this? It's like not for me, which obviously, because everyone else is working on time and clocks and has schedules, um, it's interesting that my body still sort of adheres to those schedules. I'm awake during the day. My best hours are probably like 9 to 2 p.m., 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. And then, it's like I should probably be like from Spain or something because, siesta always sounds really nice. But that's usually when I like to go for a walk because then it re-energizes me and then push through the evening. But yeah, I haven't been on like a normal person's schedule since I'm not working. And I'm finding that the only time I really have to pay attention to the clock is when I'm doing something for someone, uh, picking them up from the airport or uh, making sure, like checking the mail at a certain time, things like that. Or, for example, this last week, I took a few Legree classes, exercise classes. And so I had to be there at a certain time. And I planned my day around it. But what was really nice is that since I'm naturally just doing things when they feel right or when I have like the spark of creativity, I make a video, and so everything's kind of naturally flowing around other people's schedules. And so I haven't really been paying attention to time at all, except when I need to do something at a certain time. And I realized this morning, when my friend was talking about time and how it kind of messed her up and how I haven't been on a schedule, like a normal schedule for several months now. Um, I have to be on a schedule tomorrow because I have to catch my flight and I have to go uh to Bali. So I'm gonna be on, a flight schedule tomorrow. I don't know if you can see this, but the dog wants to play. So yeah, I have to be on a flight schedule tomorrow, and it almost gives me anxiety to think about, okay, I need to set an alarm. I need to make sure I'm packed. I need to make sure I have enough time to get ready. I need to make sure that like, we're in the car by this time so I can be at the airport by this time so I can be on my flight by this time. And it's so crazy to me how much stress can be rolled into just time, just the concept of time, right? And staying on or being on someone else's schedule. So it's just really interesting to me, uh, yeah, how time and just trying to be less time focused and more like body, energy, life, wake up like a normal person focused, that the time really is, I really truly believe Gay Hendricks in that it's like a construct we make up in our mind. And, it's like we've been programmed to think, oh, I'm running late or I'm not going to make it. I don't have enough time. Like, da, 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 da. And so we live in this like anxiety. We live in this state of survival because of time, because of just time. So I can't wait to explore this a little further, especially being in Bali, where I feel like, well, even in Hawaii, I feel like when I'm outside of the United States, like obviously stores have times that they open and close and things like that. But I feel like a lot of other cultures have more fluidity. They might open at 8 every day, but they close when the food runs out, like a restaurant. Sometimes they just close when the food runs out. So that could be noon, that could be 3 p.m., that could be 7 p.m. So it's just more like they're living by the natural flow of the day as opposed to what the number on the clock says. So, ah, that's my musings for today. That's my story. Hopefully, we'll talk more about time in another episode.